Make sure that it loads in. I expect this is gonna jump off with a narrative heavy beginning here. So I'll start, you know, doing idle chit chat once we know what the hell's happening.
Bright Falls. 1970, 76, 8.
But yes, I do know a little bit about this DLC. I know it's the FBC agent that kind of helps us in the latter half of the game. I believe it's a story with her.
After the AWE in 2010, the FBC's research department set up a facility, the Lake House, to study the threshold in Cauldron Lake, find better ways to contain the entity inside. Your tax dollars at work. When we detected
Thanks, tax dollars.
in paranatural activity at Cauldron Lake, before I even knew you were on this case, Saga, the Lake House was my first stop. I was short-handed, hoped they could spare some help, maybe give us some intel on the situation.
I do think it's a little funny the way this is set up already. Talking to Saga, because I know y'all may remember this when we were playing through the base game and the first bunch of DLC came out like partway through, and then we ran into that random television and like did a DLC in the middle of the game. Supposedly all the DLC is that way, and if you are playing through the game fresh, you can kind of do the DLC as you're playing through. So this one is getting told to Saga then, I guess. The agent is like, here's what happened when I showed up here.
You all set up the perimeter. We're on the Threshold's doorstep, so keep your eyes peeled.
Yes, ma'am.
I think that's kind of neat. Alright. Let's remember the controls, shall we? Return addendum. So yeah, during the return chapter then. Alright, that was aim, that's dodge. Let's use flashlight. Attack. Open up inventory. Swap stuff. Okay.
Agent Kieran Estevez requesting entry.
It's impossible to remember controls most of the time, yeah. Unless it's something that's very ingrained or very basic. Like, I don't really need to remember the controls for, like, Rocket League at this point, but I put, you know, thousands of hours into that game. I'm not walking up that way. Hey, bud, the thing seems to be not working. Where'd the other friends go? This way? No? Okay, it's telling me she did not walk away. Oh, I have an ID card. I just didn't click in the right spot. I see. Okay.
This shouldn't take long. Okay? You see anything? Radio me.
That's ingrained, exactly. And like, there's other games where like at least some of the controls will be fine.
The Lake House was run by the research department. Research and investigations don't really see eye to eye. What they call science, I call a violation of Bureau protocol and human decency. Classic interdepartmental drama. Your FBI saga, you know how it goes.
Totally.
In retrospect, my low opinion of the research department...
Let me know if the volume is like super fucked up also. I had to reinstall the game and I don't know that all the settings came through the way that we had them when I last played. But what was I saying? Right. There's some games where, like, you know, we returned to Elden Ring, and all of the Dark Souls games have the light and heavy attack buttons on the right bumper and right trigger. So, like, I didn't have to think about that stuff. But some of the other bits of the controls, like remembering how to summon the horse and stuff, all that was like, I don't remember shit. But there's some amount of that kind of stuff too, where I only have to think about like some of the controls and not all of them. I feel like that happens a little bit with Monster Hunter, where it's not so much I need to remember the controls of like what buttons do what attacks, because I remember the weapons mostly. Some of the more complex weapons, maybe not 100%, but every Monster Hunter has kind of some of its own mechanics and stuff going on. And so a lot of that stuff will be things that I need to refresh. I loaded up Monster Hunter World last week because I wanted to make sure I had a save, or my save, on this computer, since you'll get some freebies in Monster Hunter Wilds when that comes out if it senses a save. So I was like, okay, I'll just download it, boot it up, make sure that my Steam saves are like exist on this computer for that purpose. And you know, I like jumped in long enough to go into a training room and just like hit some buttons, and was definitely having a little bit of like, right, Monster Hunter World has the slinger on this thing and all these other little bits that are a little different than how Rise was doing stuff. But the base controls, the what the attack buttons are, the on an Xbox controller, Y, B, and right trigger are kind of all your attack buttons in general. Like, those are all the same, and so, like, that part wasn't the part I was struggling with, you know?
Hello? Agent Kieran Estevez, Investigations Department.
Hey, Dr. Marmot.
No one wants to check the individual carrying a firearm into a restricted government facility?
Well, this looks very controlled, doesn't it? Okay. Other than the window to the outside over there. Wonder if we'll see Audie during this too. I'm loud and clear, but the game might be a little low. I'll turn the game up a tiny bit. I did turn it down a little bit because I wasn't sure if it had saved. And I have a feeling once I start shooting a gun, it maybe will sound louder. We'll see. Daily stand-up. But yeah, I hope everyone's weekend was alright. I think I might have eaten something that my body didn't super agree with, so I was kind of had an uncomfortable Saturday night. Most of yesterday was okay, but my whole intestinal everything was a little bit of a mess for the last day and a half. Not like, oh god, this is terrible, but just a little bit of discomfort. But not enough that I didn't go for a walk or anything. I did go for my weekly walk that I keep not doing weekly these days. I did that yesterday, but I did it pretty late, actually.
That's handy.
Like, the sun was already down, so I walked through Washington Park with, like, I guess actually the first time I've walked through Washington Park when it's, like, actually dark out. And I kind of wish, and I know this might sound a little weird, I wish it was darker in Washington Park. And I mean that sort of specifically. Okay, let me read a little bit of this. On-site observation team. Fluctuations in redacted. Any personnel with information. Okay. I know that might sound a little weird, but what I mean is there's a fair number of
An experiment. That bodes well.
like lamps. Not exactly street lamps, but lamps in general. On like certain parts of the park. Particularly like a big kind of like main path that kind of just goes up right through the center. And those lights, super awesome if you're walking on that path. But I kind of like the windy path on the side. And the fact that those lamps are kind of through the whole park meant that there was bright lights that prevented me from ever having my eyes adjust enough to the darkness to feel like I could comfortably walk on that non-main path, which was like a little bit annoying. For women's safety problems. That's the thing. Like, I don't mind the lamps. It was specifically because of the way I was doing it. Those lamps meant I could never adjust my eyes for the pathing I was wanting to take instead. Which was a little bit annoying. Like, I was still able to navigate it fine. I wasn't, like, falling off the path. I wasn't going on any of the small paths, you know. I was still on, like, kind of a windy one, just not one that had lamps on it. And it just made it a little bit... I didn't actually go into this room. Just made it a little bit unfortunate for...
Dr. Marmont's not here.
The general comfortability of, like, getting eye adjusted.
I'll have to check downstairs.
Alright, so Marmot, Doctor of Applied Science. This is their office. Where is Mr. Marmot? Boop, boop, boop. Well, you know, that was nice enough. Most of what I spent my weekend doing was watching shit. You know how that goes.
I'll need to head down.
Let's see. Effective September 13th. All computer passwords must be reset daily. Ugh. We recommend using permanent set of digits as the beginning, followed by numbers that change daily. Do not use birthdays, current dates, phone numbers. Passwords are not to exceed 6 digits. Right. Oh, I should have read the other one. Science fact of the day. 38 is probably important. Subject P. Future, researchers, conclusion. Okay, let's just read the conclusion. Subject is suspected to be Class 2 para-utilitarian. Additional testing will need to be required. Unlike the art created by Alan Wake, there's no evidence. Okay. Hi, computer. I feel like the 38 is important. What other numbers are around this office? Maybe like a year that they graduated. July 18. Okay. 06 18 30 was it? 38? 06 13 38? Or 18?
Nope.
07. I know my month numbers. Unlock door, please. Security reminder. Please remember to lock your computer before leaving. As we return stuff. It's Wednesday work. Go fuck yourself, Jules. Okay. Somebody's mad about the annual budget. Da da da. Too busy to attend meetings, blah blah blah. Harry. Harry's mad at Jules. And I turned off a security lock, which was probably over here.
This should come in handy.
Thank you for the key card. Which I probably needed to do the elevator, and I just never found out. That's fine. Security clearance, Ray.
As soon as I got in that elevator, my bad news detector started going nuts. Estevesta team, something's going on in the lake house. I want all nearby agents to...
Good evening, Willow. How you doing?
Agent Estevez, what's your status?
My status is control shenanigans.
We have a situation in the lake house. All agents converge on the facility now.
Hi, Alan Wake. We're back.
Belay that order.
Hey, Walls.
A threshold event had hit the lake house. Now, it was the Marmont's problem. Our mission was outside.
You're doing okay, yes? Well, your guess is not the most powerful. I'm doing okay, but, you know, I feel ya. I
What the fuck was that?
feel ya. We got an enemy around here somewhere?
I need to get back to the elevator. Where's the fucking elevator?
Oh. Yeah, that's not great. Hey, y'all, elevator disappeared.
31, get the lights on. Standing around in the dark near Cauldron Lake is not smart.
Do. Threshold linking experiment. That seems bad. Maybe. Recent efforts utilizing paintings produced by Subject P to adjust reality in such a way achieved our goals were unsuccessful. Okay. So there's paintings there's paint all over the walls because this whole event is involving some kind of painting stuff. Oops. I have to read the other one up here. Or at least skim it. The cows continue to make progress. Recently, one such avenue yielded unexpected results. Oh, the nursery rhyme stuff that we played throughout the game, yeah. Dr. Campbell and his team are being reassigned. We'll continue to develop their work on the nursery rhymes. Cool. Don't mind if I quick save.
Dr. Darling.
Hey, Dr. Darling. Guess this thing's kind of messed up and not playing the sound. Oh well. I don't think that's a bug. I think that's in-game it's messed up, you know?
Okay, doesn't do a damn thing without power.
Right, so that's not the power. Where the fuck is the light switch? Probably towards that light. Or here. Don't mind if I do. It's a generator, right?
Okay. Power core receiver. Plugging a core in should get the lights on.
Okay, so let's do it. Nope. No power. What am I not doing right? Stolen core, pick it up. Hit A. Can I not move it? What am I trying to do here? I hit A, nothing happens. Alright, maybe I'm missing something else.
That is not a regulation FBC weapon. Can't open it from the side.
I would love a non-regulation FBC weapon.
Jules' keycard could be useful.
Alright. Went missing, totally unrelated now. I still have level 3. Who's this? I think I was missing this thing.
I wish they'd make these things lighter.
Yeah, I spent a lot of my
The
weekend.
way I saw it, there was only one way out. Identify the source of the event and contain or eliminate it. Now, good news, I just had to keep going down. Bad news, the elevator liked to disappear.
I'm hearing uncomfortable noises. Don't like not having my flashlight. What's the flashlight button? Oh.
At least the elevator's back.
Okay. All right. There is some decidedly squelchy noises, and they are freaking me out a little bit. But yes, I watched some anime. I started watching a show that I'm actually pretty into. It's called Dungeon People.
First off,
Oh, here we go.
a huge
Now
thank
this
you
is
to
working.
everyone here.
I'll talk about Dungeon People in a moment.
Amazing strides in researching the AWE here at Cauldron Lake. Great work, team.
Great work, darling.
I'm in person, so I could check in on the latest work. I won't get in the way. It's not our view, so no reason to be scared. Do you hear that, Doctors Marmot? While I'm here, I want to focus on the relationship between the Shadow and the AWE site below the lake. The theory that the Shadow even originates from the dimension this threshold is tapping into is compelling. Eventually, I want to understand how this dimension manages to convert subjective elements like art into objective reality. What are the constraints of this phenomenon? Can it, say, create altered items or even objects of power simply by manifesting them via a piece of art? These are the things we need to know to accurately classify the Shadow. I mean, that name is not very scientific. I mean, who came up with that? Shadow. So, any and all proposals are welcome. Anything testing art's effect on reality by using the Shadow's energy is preferred.
Okay.
To find answers, we'll first need a lot of data. No wrong answers. And when I return to the classified project called Hedron to build a comparative data set. I wish I could tell you more.
I believe Project Hedron was the entire, like, base stuff happening in Control, if I remember right.
I really can't. It is. You know what? Maybe some of you can come visit. We'll have to get you clearance, of course, but maybe that can. You know what? I don't want to take the entire day talking. So, the Shadow represents a whole new area of research, and I couldn't be more excited to start digging in. It is a great new world, people.
Glad you're excited, darling. Yeah, Dungeon People. I started it just this weekend. It's only, you know, pretty short series. Y'all know me. If it's short, I'm very likely going to give it a shot. And it is a shorter one. I think, whoa. Hey there.
Understand me. I am an agent of the Federal Bureau of Control. I can assist you if you take me.
I don't like the look of you, please. Alright, that did not do anything. Hey, paint monster. I kind of love how fucked up and gross you look. You don't care about flashlights, though.
This isn't working.
Okay. Dodge past. Just go. Man, the way it just walked out of the wall, though, that was fucking kind of cool. Oh, that's not where I was trying to go. Huh. There was, like, a thing in here, right? I said they don't come into these other rooms? Oh, I thought getting the power back on was going to open this door. So I could get whatever this non-regulation weapon is. Oh, that door's green. Supposed to come in on the other side, then? It's red here. Security clearance 1?
My keycard isn't high enough clearance.
Did I miss someone's keycard somewhere? Oh! Ow, I dodged early. Fucking noise is that? Alright, did I just, like, miss a keycard here? Because this said something about a keycard.
Bingo. That keycard's gonna get me to sub-level 5.
Yeah, but I don't have that keycard. I sort of feel like I might need that weapon to fight these paint monsters. But maybe I'm just not meant to get it yet, huh? Y'all creepy. Fine, I'll move on, it's fine.
What the fuck were those things?
Go to floor 2. You love Control stuff? I really like Control also. I think Control's a little more, you know, like action gamey than Alan Wake, which is at least a little bit more narrative in general.
To adjust, to function.
But
Takes 60.
the whole like attitude and everything of Control is really cool. Anyway, Dungeon People.
Collapse the threshold.
I've been liking Dungeon People a lot. It's kind of
Please hold. Please hold.
No, where am I?
Hold. Please hold.
it's a show about like a fantasy world. Surprise, surprise. I don't know if it's on Crunchyroll. I've been watching it on High Dive. But it is a fantasy world with dungeons in it. Surprise, surprise. I'm going to talk to this painting in a moment. And the general premise is like, this very, very good thief is going deep into this place, and then while fighting a big monster, a wall crumbles down, and she discovers, like, oh, hey, monsters can talk and all this stuff, and gets, like, hired to start working in the dungeon. But it's been fun for me because it is kind of poking fun at some, like, fantasy tropes involving dungeons, some, like, D&D tropes. And also, like, taking kind of a funny, like, hey, have you ever been a DM and maybe thought a little bit too hard about why does this dungeon exist? And this show is, like, going into some of that in a fun way for me. Anyway, let's talk to this painting.
No hostile action against me or any action that can be perceived as hostile. Do you understand?
So I can totally relate a little bit.
I'll be damned.
It has been a fun few episodes I've watched of it so far, and I'm definitely going to watch the rest of it. Apparently it was something from earlier this year, and I just hadn't heard of it.
So what kind of entity are
I was
you?
just giving it a shot because I was like, all right. All right, the painting is a murderer and a victim.
You can speak. That means you probably imprinted on a person or retained some of your former self's information. Previously human, maybe? Okay, I can work with that. I just had an unpleasant encounter with some other painted individuals. Any relation? What does that mean? Okay, hey, calm down.
Yeah, you seem like you're getting mad, painting.
You need to cease all hostility right now. Now. Bad news. That thing is really pissed off.
Oh, great.
Good news. It didn't try to kill me. Okay, baby steps.
We got some evil ass paintings. Seems like there should be more on floor 2. This is where I was. Hold on. Can I reopen that door? Hey, open this door for me again.
Angry living paintings are not typically on.
You're gonna recommend Hitmonkey to me again? Just finished season 2.
Something different was happening at the lake house, and I couldn't let it escape. Bright Falls didn't.
One of these days, I'm sure I'll find time for it. A few other things kind of dropped this week.
Sublevel 3.
This isn't the floor I wanted.
What? I went to 2.
An elevator.
All right. Like I saw that another season of Beastars dropped on Netflix, which I was not huge on that show, but it was good enough that I'm gonna watch the 3rd season as well. Nothing about it turned me away from it in ways that some other bad shows have. Automated typing device, ATD. Produce writing that mimics Alan Wake. Okay. They made a Alan Wake mimicking machine, huh? Alright, they're gonna grade stuff by comprehensibility, by style, tone, content. Once they're graded, they'll be fed into an algorithm. Oh boy! So they're making a Alan Wake writing AI, huh? It's fucking stupid. But yeah, there's a few things like that I know kind of dropped recently. I watched the probably talked about this last week, but I watched the Arcane stuff that had been coming out a couple episodes a week for a few weeks last month.
September 12, 2023. Notes regarding a page of an Alan Wake manuscript I found in the archives. I checked the records, and this page is not in our inventory.
Oh no.
I
They lost a
believe it
page.
manifested inside the lake house directly. I won't be filing this page. It'll just send Jules into a panic. The page is written in Wake's usual style, so I can't say for certain if it's being literal or figurative when it calls us
Alpha should be
monsters.
notified. Okay.
What's interesting is that the page indicates that a painting succeeded in linking Cauldron Lake's threshold with our facility. Writing has always been the clearly superior avenue of research, but I never considered that the writing itself would dictate a different art form as the catalyst for our success. I cannot accept that. I can't allow Jules to stumble his way into success. Not after the years of work I put into this research.
Jeez, all these researchers fucking pissed at each other.
Visiting Bright Falls. I will beat Jules to the finish line.
Okay. Anybody got a key card sitting around?
Diana and Jules Marmont had once
Oh.
been a team. Rising stars in the Bureau, both talented in their own way. Diana innovated and Jules got funding from the bureaucrats. Cooperation led to respect. Connection. Then after a decade of hard work, the happy couple were promoted. Co-heads of research. Their first years at the lake house were good. Challenging, but not insurmountable. Not for them. Gradually, thoughts fell into their heads like drops of dark water. Why does she get all the credit? Why does he get any credit? With that, a crack formed in the lake house.
Oh no.
The Marmonts and their work became arrogant, erratic. The crack widened and the water seeped in.
So is this meant to be one of the fake pages, or is this the page she was saying
Rudolph Lane
suddenly manifested?
He didn't recognize the piece. Did he paint this? His mind was foggy, unfocused. He knew the Marmonts were putting something in his food.
Sort of feel like these have to be real if they're having Alan Wake read them.
He did not resist. He was too tired. He lay on the bed. But the stench in his cell...
But like, if the idea is they made an AI to mimic him, maybe that's part of the point?
The paint, it was all over him. Years of it. 1,000 paintings. 1,000 more to come. A putrid weight he could never wash away. Cold hate simmered below the mist clogging his thoughts. Hatred for the paint. Hatred for the brushes. For the Marmonts. For
Alright.
himself.
Rudolph Lane might be the painting we were talking to. At least that's going to be my theory for now. Look, where was the door? Right there. Okay. Ooh, what do we got here? Which Marmont are you?
There was a crack in the lake house. The Marmonts had let the lake in, but the water could not flow. It became trapped, stagnant, went bad. truth was controlled here. The art was not art, just content for the experiment.
Okay, I think that's just repeating.
There was a crack in the lake house.
Yeah.
The Marmonts had let the lake in, but the water could not flow. It became trapped, stagnant, and
Alright, we're definitely gonna get attacked in there. Quick save. You know, let's do a whole manual save. Why not?
Typewriters. Please don't let this be what I think it is.
As you know by now, typewriters and Cauldron Lake do not mix. And a room full of them all clacking away? 100% bad news.
Is this the Alan Wake mimicking machine? Doing what it do? It's kind of a creepy noise. I'll admit it. That many of them with nothing else going on. Typewriter brand investigation. Wake's agent. Result. Refused to discuss client matters. Refused to discuss. No information. All right, nobody wanted to talk to them. Theoretically, replicating the style via the same brand typewriter used, author should deal with it. Using the same brand typewriter. Yes, that matters. Fucking weird. Yeah, the only other thing I really did with my weekend was record a podcast with Azuma. So while I don't know exactly when that'll go up, I can say it is at least coming soon. I know some of y'all are always excited about those. Oh, yay! Find pages from manuscript. Very likely written by Alan Wake. Do you not find it weird that you would very likely... It's fine. Pages were recently found summarized my life with Jules Marmont, husband and co-researcher. It's turned us into characters for its story, making generalizations and assumptions that I must attempt to evaluate without emotion or prejudice. Accuracy of the writing is intriguing. Reports pasts in the Bureau, but also details inner thoughts and outer recorder. But I have no way of knowing. Okay, so they're successful, which makes them most likely real. Where's Alan Wake getting his information? Cannot believe the scope of this. Okay. But yeah, once we do the recording and I do the quick audio edit, it kind of is out of my hands. So I cannot tell you exactly when you can expect it. Oh, hey, Paint. Can't say exactly when you can expect to see it, but I expect it will be soon. Hey, dead people.
I can never say no to extra
Yeah,
firepower.
don't mind if I grab a shotgun. I'm down. So, my bullets really didn't seem to affect these, paint monsters, so I don't know that a shotgun's gonna do much for me.
Back where I started. Spatial recurrence. Usually observes the law of 3.
Alright.
This contrived overlap, rebounded.
Alright, this is different.
Compressing, compounding, reflecting, and refracting. An urban legend and a murder in constant imbalance. Cause and effect hopelessly tangled. Arranged wrong, the dream logic flawed, the feedback loop doubled and redoubled, out of control. The pressure kept building, looking for release.
Seems bad.
This contrived overlap, rebounded.
Did other stuff change in these rooms? No, that's the same. Okay. Oh, what about these?
Diana and Jules Marmont had once been a team. Rising stars in the Bureau, both talented.
Oh, that's the same. Okay.
This contrived overlap, rebounded.
Interesting.